think that we are looking at a completion day of end of April. All things going well. As you can see, we are quite far on with progress. And I believe, and the contractor believe, that they can finish in that time.
Were you able to complete it with
2025.
Were you able to complete it within the budget?
No, well, first of all, there's a tender price, which is approximately $30 million. I think current expenditure is about $33.5 million. So we're $3.5 million above what the tender price was. That is due to some changes that we've had, some difficulties with importation of windows, some difficulties with the site itself, where we tried to, after we've done the design, we've tried to make some improvements, which we think would be down to the benefit of the fire service. So there's some additional costs. But we don't see it as overrun. We see it as, the ability to make the building better after we've gone to tender.
So I'm glad we're here at the response to numerous requests from the press as to where are we with our project, what comes next when we open. So we decided to have everybody on site to answer all your questions. I, for one, thoroughly impressed at the progress that we've made since last we were here. We have had some hiccups. One of the major hiccups was in relation to the windows and the specs for the windows. But the reality, you asked about the increased costs, and Mr. Holder explained that some of that was due to increasing some specs. We had to make a decision. And our decision was, let us increase the specs on the glass so we don't need shutters. If you look at the doors, you often see in fire stations, there's solid doors, but it's necessary that the persons here be able to see out as well in a disaster or in a emergency situation. Let me do that again. It's necessary for the persons who are in here to be able to see out in an emergency situation. So we upped the spec of the glass to give us what we wanted, and safety, efficiency, functionality took precedence over trying to stick to the narrow confines of the budget. The price that we're expecting for the completion is not significantly over what the tender price was, and I'm comfortable with the reasons for it. We also had some serious supply chain challenges, very serious supply chain challenges that delayed our ability to complete. But we all know that's not just in relation to this project. It was in relation to almost everything that was going on in the country and globally. So having said that, I am impressed by the thought that went into the building. I am impressed to see it being manifested now. As you can see, there's tremendous capacity for solar on the roof. And the intention is to have this building as close to self-sufficient as we possibly can. There's plenty of water storage. Every drop of rain or every drop that falls on this building in the yard is collected in the underground tanks. And that's to build some resilience for the building and the operation. So that water will be used to replenish trucks. It'll be used for washing down anything in the facility. So we don't have to rely on as much on the Barbados Water Authorities or the National Potable Water Supply, right? The generating capacity here can actually run this building for about 7 days, right? So in the event of a disaster, this building becomes a hub. It becomes contained, and I'm just thoroughly impressed. I saw a lot of you as you were going through and it was being explained nodding, right? This is a case of money well spent. The other thing, the decision was made earlier to house the ambulance service with the fire service, and it made sense. The same logistical considerations that go into where to put a fire station must go into where to deploy ambulances. The fire service is supposed to cover as wide a area as possible in a shorter space of time as possible, and that's the exact same consideration that goes into the ambulances. So rather than building two facilities, we thought it best that we co-locate. We share a dispatch, we share facilities, we share housing. And the good thing about here as well is this is designed that when we get in the hurricane season, if a system is approaching, the bulk of the fire service tenders and the ambulances can actually come and take shelter in here. And this, where you are right now, is rated to withstand a Category 5. So this is as secure as it gets in Barbados. So we're in a position to hold the appliances in a secure location that they can be dispatched as quickly as possible afterwards. So this is as cutting edge as it gets. I can't say this is the most advanced fire station in the Caribbean, but I would tell you I'd be very surprised if you find one anywhere that is more technologically advanced or more up to date than this one.